Adena Shattawale or UK no Stana. He is a global superstar. And more beyond that, what Shattawale is doing at the UK as we speak, you know, was cementing it in. Says I will pay artists from Africa. I'll meet him fill some of the shows and some of the venues. Abontia. Shattawale actually did at the account. The entire make say, now, and I'm who said, Sakode, I interview, say, there's a new wave blowing.
Okay.
For Ghanaian musicians, it will chrome happen. But tell me a new wave, maybe blow, be another Bonnie B, and Abba. When you're the Bonnie, and move beyond Cassa, the Bonnie, say, ShattaFestUk show organizers, and you're the Bonnie, and you're the Papa. The entire make say, it is a wake up call. That kind of mentality, national musicians need to say, they cannot match up with Nigerian artists, no. If you neko, you trim.
Yes.
Some mentality, no. She Stoneboy trim, she Shatta trim, she Sakode trim, say O2 Arena, no. Say David Omo feeling back to back. Burna Boy may feeling back to back. Westgate but Tottenham Hotspur show. That's a artist Chrome Hanum. That's a kasi Boba Bayara, Ubi bo just a square peg. Near to Chrome can't want them say no. We should go out there all out. Yes. And Shattawale proved that all artists in our country say we can do it as a country. Intimate hey, Meniaje. Meniaje because Shatta is doing something that Memete Margina Mazo say Shatta will do this.
Yeah.
And for crying out sake, we have some artists that will two coin Buchiko international shows. I says here pay for artists they don't foreign platforms so they can easily match these guys at Ayomwa. But Shatta, how many times did you say about Obega's Afro one in Portugal? There be how many times did you say about big shows or outside? It is like Shattawale. But this is Shattawale also all party in the back. A lot of their promotions no money that particular event, no. And share everything around it. I had it in mind, say, no. Sadena Shatta or parking us, no. Maybe who know last week. Sadena Shatta or parking us, no. Ibedru ne. Ni pepe pano ebebroso. Because when he went to Nigeria, broadcast in Nigeria, hono okoye no, because of say okohe the show ne because one son wako Nigeria. Nigeria then okoye was because of say he wanted to connect with some promoters that they will hype this particular show. And imagine having the numbers of Niger, having Ghana, because Ghana and Niger, your relationship is very solid.
Yeah.
It's only Nigeria for, promoters or more hype show the amount. We are Ghanaian promoters, a lot of more your money, my UK, the amount. Look at the number of people that will come to your show. Look at the number of people that they will come to your show. And Shatta is a smart guy. Before the show, she had a number of interviews or granted and look at Nipo or true shot at him. Is Burna Boy. When you go to UK, Burna Boy is big out there. Or throw more light on the show that he wanted to do. So, but it is a wake-up call to Ghanaian artists who Kroma. So if Shatta has been able to do this, listen, when you give Shatta Tottenham Hotspur show, or when you give him O2 Arena, the next year, when you give it to him, so sometimes he appreciated this kind of effort that our artists are doing. Then just get to social media, not because of unnecessary fanaticism. Send me a Stoneboy nipa, me a Smoke nipa, me a Sakode nipa. It's always be when an artist is doing something beautiful to put our country on a global landscape. You better not downplay what Shattawale is doing. This is the results of what Shatta is doing. One party in the park and our fail. Oko Capt Hall, baby, omoye show na 2023. Omoye anniversary bi wo hono. Nipa a call venue hono, it was around 19,000. And approximately, park needs to be funny per 15,000 to 20,000. Is it me for 15,000 to 20,000? That is the margin a bit me offer.
Yeah.
Now, Oshe the way organizers ne J party park no ho and in your manner. Maybe who video nam say no. You magic park no why is any man there. You pay 20,000 or crap. Munaka so more bar. Very, very difficult for this park to hold such a number of people. No, I need more park ne cheap. Pay the videos and pay 1+1. Any doing commode found no. Nipa ne bu park ne chino is even more than Nipo more inside.
Yeah.
So definitely there will be that kind of stampede, or even a tree, any inside of the park.
Yes.
And that shows how powerful the guy had become. What the didn't come in. It's a show now, Maso. That's the UK police for it may record it, maybe 1 or 2 casualties. BBC Befa.
Yeah.
Other important media houses in UK Befa. So munya pekepe, I'm telling you. Say BBC nya report to say show be koso e Capt Hall. Now, when you know a certain artist from West Africa, ShattaWale na a hold show no. And a nipa say casualties say now recorded into put show on holder. They say that will be the breakthrough of ShattaWale on international level.
Yeah.
The next thing the bebano, if Shatta is hosting a show, Tottenham Hospital, Shatta host a show, O2 Arena, Miss Nipa will go there and then watch Shatta. They are going to see that guy. When they play a show or Cap Baller and they do come say casualty saying that you are recording, you want to see that person. And that's what ShattaWale is doing. As we speak here, Segana Hanani or the biggest fan base will come Hanuma. No. Guy no SM, not for the matter as a religion.
It's a movement.
It's a religion. It's not just a normal fan base. I'm telling you, one of my favorite artists is Stonebwoy. That is why me ubana me this Stonebwoy. There's nobody better than say when it comes to Stonebwoy, you'll be in this Stonebwoy. But then what Shatta is doing, he needs to be applauded. Matthias, they say right now, SM no a religion, because if number of these people can troop in to watch their superstar. Say obo an event here kwa kohe no na casualty say ne be record here what stammer me dem me there Ghana make history e UK now out of this history no we say near if
very unfortunate.
Yes.
Adia na me abro me expecting say at least anye yekura no park ne be bomba.
Yeah.
Se park ne bomba nso a artists ekọ nyina be perform kama including the dancer King ShattaWale.
Yeah.
Owie now, if you record out because to UK one,
exactly.
Because we are looking at the international market, you know. We say the record UK or Nigeria,
yeah.
Okosia bigger promoters one, and the event organizers be because I'm be film bisano. There's a Nigeria next year there. You miss Nigeria.
Yes.
It's a year UK and I bet say this guy who didn't go outside Ghana. Now this is what he can do, my sister. Imagine say we fan door pa no about show.
Yeah.
Na who performance. Maybe BSC, the phone to phone, the bag ira, the be collapse. Say the many perivondi kono say the stampede see.
A video ya e twagui anoden.
Oh.
Stampede na anoden. Ye twetwe mo se bancha ya sha. Ye begu nchen.
And you see a very unfortunate say the Bisaba. Now na when it comes to ShattaWale, you may be saying no. Mess event organizers. Say when it comes to ShattaWale, baby, and Yakupo ne do. I mean, I'm for the class. I mean, who ShattaWale say, oh yeah, ordinary person. We saw told them
yeah.
This time on the birthday, my name is the stage.
Yeah.
Time I bought a critical say, stampede Besino. Me say 5 cents for 2. So we
yes.
Still, na you be koso. Na you be say adofo ekoye. Omo pra. So far there. Yenya hu se obi ewu but em say bi dia port so obi dia ba ti yem mompa say enkoye sapu se bi opira ba wo wusu a ready for the can see my em say o hia no dofo na bibi si akwakosi but for those omo prepare omo bibi aso to omo bia no we ni anon mom ti fom na dia dia enye easy ye be say ye fanche don't let us I mean mama yen ya say organizers no and you be attack you for now. No, I'm a event organizing. Yeah, it's TSA. Be an event organizing. Sister, if care is not taken, don't forget ShattaWale the private jet to call UK.
Yeah.
I go get park no.
Yes.
And I was saying the private jet to call the boy saying. You can't be in Lubuma. So as an event organizer, if care is not taken, and this is not the first time they are doing this show, just the ShattaWale in tea, and I want to a bit bigger. Okay. You see, say. Who be a gate no bakum mienu miensa na enye say o say what enye event center it means say me gate me create gate bi akeka ebetim the assembly aba and this is the first time they are seeing this kind of nimpa and we say nimpa ko but this time around ehuru do it don't let us blame the organizers no because UK is not Ghana no get them say okohu penin bi na omoye no bia menim say the economy ye wo mu penifo ewo mu security wise bibi o me check bibi ehun so bia intact and so if they were having problem with one gate because you dey because asem so don't let us go there now asem na esino asema one edigan na bi bekwechire but chire de ko ne papa mu and the boni mu that's what I'm looking at me per se ye be kokko tro say ShattaWale ShattaFest no show ni ewie na nipa wu here I don't want to hear that people prepare e bi kwetue kweduma I don't want to hear that because me tie no say ye wonkofobia me apply bi send me omo a omo tire ko do UK even na me ne boy ba ko din ko abro ye de pese ko da park ni chen na papa na e rain inside ewie ya me ne kase ya some go inside ye live video guys abro me rain so ye de yakopon ase ye bebe djuma ya kwakosi mesrese ye fanche na emom no yesi baby an wusie free baby ano na ija wo let me get back to our Lord and call funds the event organizers we akoye adusua e de amaye nyina mema ye nkese enemri ye de artist ko baby see e fa ne say trasa no ShattaWale alone because ade we say artist bi so organ obetwe kwakwa me betwe si artist betwe free any African country bi am akokosi wo no so the organizers me sremu me say me bomb say omu ntwa program we see mu ko broni de me broni be wi echi o say na mo ye na obi so mo security for be be hye obi pray no obi wu ye na de nchi no ya hold bi ya mom 5 years mo for organize mo now let's look at the biggest venue in UK then we call for ShattaWale game obeje ni say be 2 weeks be say na ticket ni enton no £50 na jump ko 60 65 70 still people were buying and I did so ya to wie na bibini ama bibini on bantam da bibini obetwen asu show no ShattaWale be perform 7:30 83 me twen e bo be 6:50 na me ko wo twen na me twen no go ko local beat na that was where we had that problem but I think shout out to the SM movement this record na me be 7-year portfolio by say I do a BSc like an African artist or Ghanaian artist akọ a place like UK park so and your venue we say we dey for 10,000 park bagaja to na BBC to cancel a show a bigger show like this Mr. Man
a lot
and easy people are going to hear much about ShattaWale who is that guy BBC coverage why no no almost of Ghana because they will be mentioning Vast Cartel Alkari, but who is that boy? The name will go far. Ghana, it didn't go far. But the woman and I'm say, na ye fanche. Now, UK, when you been so?
20,000.
And then it's still because you know, ShattaWale needs like maybe 100,000 and now 150,000.
Wembley.
What Wembley first is?
Wembley far almost 95.
You know, she bet to me Wembley run and say Kokoji. Because baby a shatter. A didn't need to I'm a day say you be John Trace, you have say 10,000, 15,000. The birthday no deal. First Independence Square. Me see any event organized be episode ShattaWale Bobby Guy show be on just Saturday first.
Okay.
You should look at that because Independence Square one no. On say you baby event say Independence Square right? And your Blaster Square. Even the Blaster Square, people they go on. Oh, one by inside no. So I'm begging the event organizers and say, with all due respect, next time you able show up, you share ShattaWale capacity. You for money. A lot they are paying for the organization. I will say sorry to you all. Yeah, but and you ain't there. But then I make personal and oh yeah.
Anwasi. Okay. What's your call?
Yes, I like the angles. I mean, my brothers, my dear Fiba, with baby I brought far no, and baby and another far no, and then Maestro. So, media, I mean, the whole conversation from the organizers a bit, you know, and then from insiders, and then from the Maestro can. But you see, fanatism now can. said American and a breaking my heart. At this very point, wow, dear baby, docro cry, not even Stoneboy himself would be happy to know, say, yes. I mean, Obia Samri and any Ajisa Adiwesi be annoyed before. Because not even Stoneboy. Having gone through the same situation and knows what goes into event organization. I say, on what the kind, the number of cars or ton, just to be able to put up a show at Volta. So why do you think even Stoneboy now, when he just says Shatta show near cancel, no, is happy for the very days. And any partner that now wait, pure witchcraft. No one deserves to go through the Shatta go through. You know, yes, city here, some will be run a fanatism, dress, and lenses. Let's talk to the issue at hand. Because I mean, fan base, no. Sometimes I wish say Grace now one done Shatta carry no. Who say a too myself or a bigger than some of the interviews I hear because me if me bufu some of the fans and our fanatics or more sadina, then I start to call me, then I go back to say before show ne basum trigger ben the kobai. I wish say Shatta call Nigeria or promote to show we know and to our Boston boy because it created a make believe say what's the pure on the toes in order to popularize the show with that Nigerian interview. Because I brought him in dance said the discussion on that podcast never even brought up any issue around Stoneboy. Until at this point in time, me and my boy some of Stoneboy fans so many I just said we air cancel no. Me bufu cry, then I call reference me said, then at the point in time during the Nigerian tour, Shatta stirred up this conversation about Stoneboy unprovoked. So how do you even defend this? Because some of that, even me people knowing my relationship with Stoneboy, when I sit here, it's not even about Stoneboy. It's about a gentleman who is trying to put Ghana on the map. Sako de bekan. Also some of the doors are a be man who was because said Shatta to me koye Beyonce collaboration. And a be a doors man. Indirect benefit of someone even say Shatta koye yes ShattaFestUk. That is the indirect benefit that Sako de nyai. So some of these things, no, I have no fanatism, man. And then again, I've seen some of the comments. Life of people at stake over here. Investment gone down the drain. Be in the shoes of a because obviously, who is Stoneboy? Nipa investment where you have seen and heard Stoneboy cry over the colossal sum of money or this shame to the sense that I was all torn the cast, you know. So why won't anyone sympathize with the organizers and ShattaFestUk on this? But you bet me, I can't still now fanatism as my yaking. Back in December, Stoneboy feel stadium. Share some of the comments that came, and it will be among for this whole agenda of when Timian feel it, a chill I'm be a free getting at the other. Then okay, now Sabisusi said these two people themselves. Now Stoneboy and Shatta Nankasa contributes to how they weaponize their fan base against each other. So you can't even defend anyone anymore. So now I want to just sit here and speak as an industry person, a creative investor, meaning what goes into show organization. Yes, I know, sir. The organizers could have done better. Any other because obviously, I mean, you knew a week ahead that the online ticket was sold out. Once that deal will happen, you know, in a microsecond, what you may release communicate say. Wow, free baby, the communicate kind. It said, wow, what happened was set it off no. And back. You made it clear. There is a communicate. And so, having known that the whole thing is sold out, I believe, say, Uncle Lordia name, Mr. Dennis name, the organizers, but me release say, at this point in time, the capacity we are expecting,
it's full.
To capacity. And therefore, maybe you are making this number of tickets available to people who come at the gate. Beyond that, you are not responsible for any casualty that happens. Beyond that, prior to the event, and also only there, people will reference actually. When I saw one to advance tickets, they can you. So they are not responsible for whatever transpires. Because if in a microsecond, a day we know what you release it, a day no stop your more bad. Then it means that you had a whole week or 2 weeks to yourself to let people know say. But at this point in time, you're expecting this number of people. So you are not liable to any casualty that happened. That is the only place I think say Alodi and H could have done better. However, blaming them on say as me, I've talked to event organizer. Me, my turn, my car just after. I can so much relate that the first time I'm here event, me talk car 2 weeks. I'm not talk man. Tinem entry 2 weeks. Me here event now. I'm turn here. I was Nas Village. I remember
3 years ago.
3 years ago, like it was. You remember, like it's not easy.
Yeah.
Even they are lucky cross or more UK because UK, where they say UK government, through the police.
Yeah.
Into there is an insurance package.
Good cover.
Yes, cover it. But it's also, I was saying, if we are getting away with everything Ghana because they will take care of casualties or man say me na be record you make sure say some of the places I was say hold the promoters na accountable no there be so a government no so be compensate no so it's a wake up call say it means that Ghanaian promoters get away with so many things. We cherish money more than human lives. What is paramount is MIPA.
Yeah.
What they are saying. So we don't care about the human life first. You who say obia plenty, you say emergency response system. So and also expose your loopholes or your event organization. Because in actual fact, ShattaFest course for Ghana. Ghana is saying. I know say there are a lot of things that maybe get away with that. And can be a different story. Because there are people who can equally attest. Who cramp over can be a collapse here, okay, no call. So I suppose you loopholes. But me say at this point in time, it is only witchcraft in a bemu when you just say, oh, you shut the film. How about when you share Oba Bisiana, year 267. So how would anyone be happy for this very thing?
Yeah.
The failure of Shatawale won't add to the success of Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy now quite can't even. So there is no way even Stonebwoy himself will take pride in seeing a brother say, because in any case, I saw some of the promoters of Stonebwoy show now. Omu promote show no. ShattaFest nasi. Omu the flyers no. It means the success of this show. So everything with Stonebwoy potential so capacity no. So why would anyone be happy? But then again, and I make said, now wonder if we're underestimating who said some of the PR things that revolves around Stonebwoy and are orbiting the agenda here. There is an evidence that he naturally has the star power to command any type of crowd he wants. So he doesn't always need to go on the Stonebwoy tangent. That is another thing. So now I can't even fault a Stonebwoy fan now, the Niaji, because Oko Nigeria no. Oko can't how do I defend this? Man, so how do we defend this? It me also can be both me who Stonebwoy fans me both, but won't me defend because you went and touched their favorite during the promotion of Oya or Tony Adiade. Until no sunny day. What I say, so I'm pleading that at this point in time, no, both artists, whether Stonebwoy and us, and then it's also be the Suyama Stonebwoy team, whoever is putting together for him. So on also share loopholes say, oh, we know some fan better now. Now, Bibian to me, including Kensak himself, who's attending Ghana's biggest venue so far, indoor venue. What they say, but sometimes now O2 Arena near that. You know, the park experience is different from an indoor experience. You know, broad daylight events, that is why people want to come to daytime event because indoor event in a different experience. It's just purely around the performance. But this one is a whole social and networking setting. You know, it will obviously record the high numbers, and then also. It should also be a database and statistics for our industry to reassess the impact of our artists, especially Shatawale. Because, see the +1 report, no. I say pack, no, pack you need to underestimate Shatawale, say what it means that, and come more extend a barricade now, that could have absorbed this number of people. But then again, like now, broken, we talked about, say, UK for ya, the planted orientation of idea is stipulated to start at 2 hours. No, the 2 hours account. One reason why they is na can organize this media no. Can Shatawale there. Near pointed to patrons and so. Yet the mentality now who was say yes show start say. And then may say one. That is the thing. Because me, I will not me ball my boss said now I feel the Ghanaian community or more accept it what it takes to patronize one of them because the perception. Because one thing that is where I will also go back to my senior man Lord there. But at a point in time, or no crown, not or underestimate it. I may be sure say the statement be our cranting be or underestimated the post because he was asked live on TV. Do you think any Ghanaian musician able to play a 20,000 capacity?
He said no.
Yeah, I remember. Really?
He said no.
He
said no.
He doesn't
believe.
Good. And this is opportunity for senior man Lord here to reassess. Say certain statement I want making up. Now anka abuse industry no. Now I thought on one kasane hunano. Actually say maybe he should eat back his words and try to restructure because he has been doing this for over 20 years.
Okay.
But it took Shatta to test the statement. No say, Broski, asema how kind, there is it. Okay. So at the way, I open up to the industry for investors to know that or mobile industry, there is a return of investment they will get. 1, 2, to also delay notions amount for war about Ghanaian patrons. Say it is true that when a show is marketed well, because look, Shatta flew to London even a month ahead, promo and everything. Now artists be and that is why I commend Shatta. The involvement, okay, say Shatta first, I understand. But the young artists behind now the network bill so Ojabi be a boss. Heavily involved in the promotion and all that before what they are saying. Then also, we also need to know that we place much more premium on the money than the patrons. And it's a form of disrespect to the patrons. How is that very person? But how is it going to also feel about the subsequent show be organized? Okay. So this is giving us room to reassess as promoters, as investors. Then also to fan base. How are leaders of the fan base, which are the Stone Boys, the Shattawales, the Sarkodiyes, can readjust the use of their fan base. Because at this point in time, the whole Ghanaian, what's here sympathizing with the situation. But here we are, fanaticism. Whose fault? The generals of the fan base themselves equally, or see blame me or more for how their fans react to issues. Okay, I was saying nationalistic. So that is how I feel about this. And we are hoping that a due date, but I don't know, it's a postponement. You're saying to me, but we are hoping that something is able to be made up for investment. Okay,
all right.